Jack Smith coming out with more ridiculous indictments about these documents, which he's already reclassified. He's told somebody about him. He moved them. He talked about him. He put him in a car. He didn't put him in a car. This whole thing is so asinine. It's beyond comprehension. But hey, all the state-run media is now like they're all going to die. They're having trouble breathing. This is so traumatic for them. You, on the other hand, Congressman, want to defund Smith. Tell us about that.
Yeah, my good friend Matt Gaetz from Florida introduced a bill the other day, and I co-sponsored it to defund Jack Smith's special counsel section of the Department of Justice. Our Department of Justice has gone completely rogue. We know it. We need to make three types of cuts on their budget, long, deep, and continuous. And that is the only way that we're going to be able to put them back in line so that they are taking care of protecting society, charging and prosecuting criminals instead of going off and doing these rogue actions like pursuing our president to try and keep him from being reelected.
Is this a diversion now, another diversion against so we can get Joe Biden and Hunter Biden out of the news cycle, out of the state?
I think it's worse than that. I think it's
cycle.
a combination of a diversion to keep that, and we're now seeing this whole immunity deal that blew apart, John, because of them trying to insert language in there to keep Hunter Biden and Joe Biden from actual prosecutions. But it's also, as far as I'm concerned, election interference. We have the President Trump running right now for re-election. He's the front runner by a long distance, and the Department of Justice is doing everything that they can to keep him from seeking or winning office again.
So you think it's both. I just want to touch on the Hunter Biden plea deal that imploded the other day. I mean, we've never seen anything like this, right? Lawyers calling up, feigning to be Republicans, and then the whole thing blows up. And, they put that Delaware judge in a very tough position because it's like they're all lying to her. And she has a document. Nobody even knew why they were there. What went down there, Matt?
So it's my understanding that they had made a plea agreement, and everybody, both sides had agreed to the conditions of that plea agreement. And then when they came in and went to adjudicate it, and I'm not an attorney, but to actually basically have everybody sign off on it and say this is the deal, they saw that the defense had inserted additional language to grant immunity to to Hunter Biden for those acts and any acts in the past or future that he could ever be associated with, thereby keeping all of the scandals with Burisma and China out of the purview of the courts and, for that matter, Congress, to be able to go in and expose and charge and prosecute.
Okay, so let's get to Joe Biden here and to this whole the money that he's taken, all the receipts, the Treasury. We had Nancy Mason yesterday, who you know well, who was shaking when she saw the Treasury wires. Right, that's been well documented.
Right.
Congressman Rosendale, but yesterday, Elise Stefanik, not a bomb thrower, right? Not part of the 20 or the 6 like you were. Obviously, she's part of leadership. She came out yesterday and said, hey, we got so much evidence here. This thing has got to move. McCarthy dragging his feet, going on Fox News, TV for stupid people, talking about more evidence and leaking it out. He's got to talk to, I guess, Frank. He got to talk to his roommate, Frank Lutz or something, do a focus group on it, talk to Karl Rove or whatever else is going on. When do we pull the trigger on a formal impeachment inquiry, Matt Rosendale?
I think that it should be done right now. I think that they do have the documentation to begin the impeachment inquiry. I don't know why they would not. If you try to run government by polls, if you try to run government by what the weather is, that's what I said. These guys are weathermen. They're not leaders. They're not representatives. I was sent up here to do a job, and I'm ready to do that job. And it's very frustrating for me when we've got leadership in place. You talk about the 20, you talk about the 6, about us having this discussion, debate, vote, if you will, back in January about the speaker's race. This is why, because we were looking for strong leadership and proper rules to make sure that we could restore proper order in Congress. And it's things like this that frustrate members, and it certainly frustrates the general public that sent this up here when they see nothing happening.